Hello and welcome back, everyone. We're heading into game number 4 very shortly here. Team Pandamonium and Tainted Minds. Team Pandamonium up 2-1 in this best-of-5 series, Timmy.
Yes, that means that Pandamonium only need to get one more game before they take the championship here for the CGPL Split 1 Finals. Tainted Minds need to win every game from this point out if they want to go home as the winners.
I think even the fact that they've taken one game should be a very proud achievement for Tainted Minds. You know, the amount of experience on the side of Team Pandemonium and the relatively
it's phenomenal.
and the lack thereof on Tainted Minds. You know, this is good. It's a slow run. This year is an endurance race. It's not a sprint. We may have many splits, but still everything builds up towards the end of the year, towards those regional finals and that trip to Worlds.
So just reiterate for us, those of you who joined in late or those who might have forgotten. What is up for stakes for the teams that come first and the team that comes second?
So the total prize pool for split number 1 is $10,000. $1,500 of that is broken up between 3rd through 6th place. Here on the line today is $6,000 for first place, $2,500 for second place. Now, in terms of OCE Esports, that's a pretty good prize pool for a 5-week competition.
It definitely is, and as we keep saying, this is only split 1. We have a total of 3 splits throughout this year, so all in all up, it's a pretty big prize pool.
Yep, so we're going to go ahead and get into picks and bans very soon here, folks. Looking at last game, just the huge sustained comp coming out from Team Pandemonium. Something from Tainted Minds needs to change.
They still need to give Shred a jungler that he's comfortable with, and they need to then focus out ban Row as hard as possible.
The Thor wasn't even a bad pick there.
No, it wasn't. It was just that Row got Naja.
And as well as that, you saw Shred, he didn't buy Purification at the start. He bought Weakening Curse.
Well, that was because he was up against Ochita, who was on the Ra.
Yeah, but still, you're playing a Naja with a Sash.
I know. That's the issue, though. He went for a very aggressive sort of early start, but then he didn't really go highly aggressive against Ochita.
Yeah.
Not exactly, aggressive enough to warrant the curse.
Alrighty, folks, picks and bans going to be starting up in just a second. I'm expecting to see some similar bans coming out from these teams. A Khepri ban, I think, is essential.
Yes.
Guan Yu, I still think, should be taken away. Isis as well from Achita. But we'll see in just a minute when we get started on that. For now, though, to me, the series has been, I think, a bit closer than what most people would have expected.
Yeah, last season, we kind of just saw the old Pandemonium, which was under the banners of Avantgarde. Picks and bans coming out here on your screen. We can always see Naja, Khepri, and Isis have been banned out.
Exactly what I would expect. Naja just taken away by Tainted Minds. Don't want to deal with that. Isis banned away as well. Khepri taken away by Team Pandemonium. Option now with there for the 4th ban. Guan Yu makes sense to me. We'll wait and see in just a second here. But it does leave some room to operate for Team Pandemonium in terms of something like an Awilix.
It does allow them to, kind of go there. Tainted Minds is going to be your first ban, so they are going to get the first pick. As soon as Pandemonium do ban out their next guy, still trying to talk about it, still trying to decide.
Guan Yu taken away, just standard.
No surprise.
Completely banned every stage of this contest by Team Pandemonium. First pick now with Tainted Minds. Expect to see, it could be a Thor. I don't know if they want to commit to it this early though.
They need the Thor right now because otherwise, I did it again, just reverse. Pandemonium, they're possibly going to be looking to take up the Thor, if not a Willish, and then Shred's left with nothing.
All right, Sobek taken here by Tainted Minds. Again, a flex pick. Can go either the solo lane or the support. We'll have to wait and see what they pick up. Team Pandemonium, option now with them for their first 2 picks. Wouldn't be surprised to see, I was just about to say, Kronos come back. Subfloor played that one very well, got a lot of damage out onto structures and the like. Bellona now, picked up here for Sporks.
So an issue that Kronos has at the moment is that he can't get Throne Decker. Right, so I like him instantly, just because Throne Decker is disgusting. But it does mean, because of how safe he is, he can just build Doomall like we saw in the previous game and just never die. Humbats and Nuwa getting picked up for Tainted Minds. They're not going to look at the Thor. They're just going to leave that open. I
like the Humbats because rather than the Thor where you're trying to get in amongst everyone, Humbats, you're trying to do kind of the same thing, but spread everyone out.
And it also means that with a Thor, you have to go on a specific person or, maybe 1 or 2 people. Humbats, you get multiple people. A Willish getting picked up by Pandemonium. That's going to row one of his signature gods.
And especially a very effective against the Humbats with a jump.
Yes, incredibly effective. And we don't really see any knock-ups so far. I'm expecting to see a lot more knock-up oriented gods getting picked up in the very near future for Pandemonium. Apollo game banned out.
Yeah, so Apollo being again taken away from Gruff. They saw a split push there on the Ho Yi in the last game.
That was disgusting.
And they don't want it on an Apollo, which can do it just so much more effectively.
I would say because Gruff did that, he slowed the game down by about 10 minutes.
All right, Geb banned away from Tainted Minds. As you'd expect, a very effective knock-up there. One that doesn't even require an ultimate. It's just your two button.
That's just it. You know, it is a very small knock-up, so it is a little bit sketchy. Bro is a very mechanically skilled player. I believe he got to Diamonds when there were no Oceanic servers. He did that on NA, so 300 ping life.
Yeah, that was his name, Dat 300 ping life.
Exactly.
So a lot of you North American viewers, I'm sure, are triggered by that name of someone called that 300 ping life feeding in your ranked games. Rama taken away again by Team Pandemonium. Actually, I think last game was taken away by Tainted Minds.
I believe so, yes. I believe Tainted Minds did take that one out. Sylvanas getting banned out. No surprise considering that Pandemonium have the Awilish.
And as well as that, that's one of Swaya's most played gods throughout the split. Geb Sylvanas, very much what he likes to play. Very almost passive support.
Displacements.
Exactly, and more support Guardians rather than initiate. Barkus, though, picked up from Team Pandemonium, just works beautifully with the Wheelix.
It definitely, because the thing is, Sylvanas needs to use his ultimate. It hits more people. It is a very large knock-up, but Belly Flop is pretty much an equal knock-up in terms of how long you're up in the air, but you don't need it as an ultimate. It's just there.
All right, last couple of picks coming out from Tainted Minds. They still need their ADC and potentially their support, maybe their solo laner as well. Still thinking about this one here. Chiron is still an option. Tainted Minds haven't touched it yet. Ho Yi as well. Gruff done a lot with Ho Yi. Wouldn't be surprised to see that one be run back. It's going to be Chiron, though. And Sun Wukong here picked up for iDivine.
A little bit. I believe we have seen iDivine play Sun Wukong in the past. It's a very good disruption, which I feel that they really need. I mean, they've got the Humbats with the disruption, Sobek as well, but not much else. You know, they really need something to help peel for the rest of their team, especially if people start to get focused down, taking out the fights like the Humbats. I'm expecting Shred to get focused a lot.
I mean, I'm a little bit surprised to not see the Vamana taken because he is very good on that. We've seen all of the games. But you know, Sun Wukong provides a lot of versatility as well. Got some good wave clear, a lot of mobility. Last pick, Ra, again, run back by Team Pandemonium, so we know Kronos going towards the AD carry. Ra in the mid lane. I expect to see a very similar style of play from Team Pandemonium.
Same. I'm going to be looking for them to be very sort of passive, very opportunist in the early part of the game. Just try and get what you can. If not, pull back away. Don't give anything up. Just continue farming. I don't see them rushing to Go Fury like they did in the first game.
I'm going to make a prediction here and say, obviously, that whoever wins this game is going to win the series. Obviously, if Pandemonium win it, they win the series by default. But I think if Tainted Minds can take this this game away, this is basically everything Team Pandemonium won. If Tainted Minds can beat them with this team comp, then I think that...
that means that the case, the Da Vinci Code has been solved.
And then I think as well that'll give them enough momentum carrying forward into game number 5 if we get to that situation. But for now, it is going to be game number 4. Going to hop in with the players very soon. Looking at this team comp, I like the Chiron coming out from Tainted Minds. It's something Gruff is very experienced on. Provides a lot of wave clear, a lot of damage, a lot of guaranteed damage with that masterful shot.
The thing is, though, is that subfloor, I believe he's played Chiron the most during the split. So if anyone knows how to counter a Chiron, it's someone who knows how to play a Chiron.
The Nuar as well from Slicey. I like this one a little bit more than the Agni. It's safe. It provides a lot of damage, provides a lot of control. The Fire Shards are a great ultimate.
I think it's also more his comfort zone. He's a lot more comfortable on it than he is on Agni. We saw in one engagement, he put down the Rainfire on himself, expecting to die, trying to do a little bit of damage towards whoever was chasing him. But then it ended up falling flat on the side of Pandemonium. He just knows Nuwa a lot better.
All right, so we are here in game now. Tainted Minds versus Team Pandemonium. iDivine, Sun Wukong. Interesting.
Very safe. I mean, we're not going to be seeing a lot of damage coming out, but he's just not going to die either.
Alrighty, here we are, folks. Game number 4. This could be the decider of your Split 1 champions. Let's go ahead and give these teams one last introduction. Tainted Minds, left-hand side of your screen. Blue health bars, iDivine in the solo lane as Sun Wukong, Shred as the Hornbats of the jungle, Slicey in the mid lane as Nuwa, Tomalomu on Sobek, and Gruff on his favorite Chiron. On the other side of the map, top side, Chaos Titan, we have got Team Pandemonium. Sporks as the solo lane Bologna. All 4 games he's played this. Rowe in the jungle on a Wheelix, something we've seen him on all split. Ochita with the mad Ra snipes in the mid lane. Swayer and Subfloor, the indomitable duo lane, Kronos and Barkus.
It's not going to be quite as safe as a Capri and Kronos, but it's still going to be very hard to try and deal with, because if you try and go in, try and gank on them, the belly flop is going to disrupt you so hard. Plus the Battle of the Gods is a great zoning tool.
Shred this time has gone into Purification early, as well as the Red Pot. So, you know, he can still look to be aggressive, but he's got the Purification to do so a little bit more safely.
I'm taking a look at some of the builds here just as we're starting off. We can see Gruff doesn't go with the Throwing Dagger side, instead goes with the Transcendence, which I do like. You know, Chiron does do a lot with a lot of power. And he doesn't have to compete against Subfloor with the Throwing Dagger because he's Kronos, he can't get it.
And Chiron already has a lot of wave clear. I want to look at Slicey here. He's got the tiny trinket, so he's going to be looking to go into a Divine Ruin here very early, I believe.
That's a perfect item for Nuwa, because you go up in the air with the Fire Shards, you hit everyone, plus that Mystical Fog. You just throw that out there, it drifts out there slowly. It does manage to hit quite a few people just because you end up walking into it. It's not a huge damage sort of threat, so you don't think much of it. And then all of a sudden you have no healing.
Rowe here lost a lot of his mana, but managing with a cheater to get a lot of pressure in this mid lane, as you'd expect. The Ra heals able to heal up the minions as well, so they're able to push a little bit further than Slicey and Shred's minion. On the left-hand side of things, though, Gruff and Tomolomu were applying a lot of pressure to Subfloor and Slayer.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see just how much Rowe can do in this early stage of the game, because he's the only one with the knock-up other than Swayer, and he's going to be busy, preoccupied in this duel lane against Tomolomu and Gruff. So he needs to try and, you know, get himself orientated against Shredded and Slicey. Try and get that Moonlight Charge to come up behind them or on the side. Try and get a pick.
All right, Rowe and Ochita took away the left-hand side camp. Should be able to take away the right-hand side ones, though. Slicey and Shred will looking to contest those. Ochita and Rowe, though, a lot of clear here early in the game.
Rowe actually not getting a red pot at the beginning, so he doesn't do quite as much damage. I believe Shred did go for a red pot as well, so I don't know, you know, like I said before, Pandamonium is looking to be very passive early on.
So Sporks hasn't got a relic here at the start of the game, but iDivine got the teleport, and Sporks has already forced it out from iDivine.
That tells me that iDivine expects to get bullied out. You can see here the bludgeon actually doesn't do a lot of damage on the slam because it gets stunned out by the Tiger form, but iDivine, he's expecting to lose the lane, so he's just trying to go back to the lane as quickly as possible.
Alright, Ochita and Rowe here in the mid lane. Ochita not yet level 5, but should hit it off its minion wave. There we go, he's level 5, he's got the snipe online. Shred and Slicey don't have their ultimates, so if Rowe and Ochita could find something here, there might be the potential for a pick. But Slicey and Shred going to be playing it fairly safe, but Ochita and Rowe looking to take away the back camps, take away their own back camps here.
Yeah, just trying to accelerate their gold and XP farm, just trying to get ahead as much as possible. Just kind of sit on a lead and then try and nurture it as much as possible, because they do have a fairly late game team. I mean, you look at, you know, Chiron and Kronos. I'm putting it to Kronos for the late game.
Alrighty, red buff just flashing now for the side of Tainted Minds. Tomolomu, Shred, and Slicey going to be taking this one away, splitting the experience. Shred, you know, has a red pot, but hasn't looked too aggressive in this one. As a Hornbites, you really need to wait to level 5 to start your aggression. Yeah,
well, he's level 5 now. He may be looking to try and, you know, find himself in the position. He needs Slicey to be ready for him to come in, because as soon as he comes in, if he comes in from the front, they know that he's going to be getting a fear no evil in their faces. So they're just going to back off, try and position themselves, maybe look to press that aggression from Shred. He needs to come up from behind.
Alright, so Sporks just used his teleport to tower. It's only 50 seconds remaining on iDivine's one. If at that time, Tainted Minds find themselves in an advantageous situation, don't be too surprised to see iDivine using his teleport to come in and help secure a kill or two, while Sporks will be unable to rotate.
Well, Sun Wukong can get back to his own tower fairly easily. He just go into the Eagle form, and he just zoom across the map. He doesn't really, you know, lose out on the movement speed. Plus, he's very safe in the lane, so he doesn't have to really, you know, get there early. Otherwise, he's going to lose the lane, get poked out, and all sorts of things.
All right, left-hand side mid-camp spawning up again. Again, going to go the way of Team Pandemonium. Let's take a look at our graphs here. I'm expecting to see a decent enough lead for 4.5 minutes into the game going the way of Team Pandemonium. 900 experience, 677 gold.
Yeah, a nice little, you know, nest egg to sit on for the main part. No first blood just yet. Very passive in this early game. I'm just taking a look at the builds. I'm not seeing anything really out of the ordinary. Maybe, Slicey rushing the boots before they finishing off the tiny trinket. But that's not really, out of the ordinary.
He wants the movement here early to avoid being ganked by Rowan Swayer. The tiny trinket going to Divine Ruin, yes, that'll slow down Ochida's healing, but
right now,
you don't need to worry about it too much, especially since Ochida is leveling that Celestial Beam at the start.
Yeah, right now the healing's not going to be enough. Like you said, Celestial Beam is going to be the main priority for him to level up first. See, backcams, they're pretty much just going to go for these, on clockwork, try and farm it up as fast as possible.
Gruff has completed his Transcendence into Boots Tier 1 now. Doom Orb finished by Subfloor.
That's going to be very important for him because it allows him to keep up in pace with Gruff with the Transcendence. Divine getting a nice little stun out there to stop the bludgeon, but he has to go up in the air with the Somersault Cloud, very low on health.
Bluestone nearly picked up the kill there. Divine just going to sit here, wait for it to fully charge up his health, and allow his mini wave to pressure Sporks under his tower.
So still no huge amounts of aggression, just a few, trades, boxing matches between each other.
Let's see mid lane now. Slicey and Shred getting some pressure onto Swayer and Ochida. Slicey, actually no, Ochida and Swayer getting the better side of that pressure as you'd expect from Ra. I was surprised. I was like, how is Slicey getting pressure against a Ra? And that used to be the saying a lot at the start of Season 2 was Ra wins lane, and we used to see a lot of Ra in the solo lane. For that fact was he was able to clear out waves very easily and then rotate to the mid for fights.
Yeah, so you can see he's also getting starting off with what could possibly be the Dynasty Playtown. He could maybe go in for the Lotus Crown just simply because he has that healing, provide a lot of protections for the rest of his team.
Swayer there nearly got hit by the Sacred Hunting, but was able to jump away just in time from that. Ochida just clearing these waves with one hit.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can really do. You clear minions with one hit, you move on, not much else to do. Divine just trying to box out Sporks in his own jungle. Clears out the minions, once again, one hit, no problem whatsoever.
Sporks has got the Bluestone and, sorry, Divine is the Bluestone and not Sporks there. When I said before Sporks picked up the kill with the Bluestone, I just misreading it.
I think it was just a couple of archer shots just lingering on.
So with the Bluestone with Sun Wukong, it gives him a lot of pressure with his Magic Cudgel.
Well, the reason for that is when you hit a minion or a jungle creep, it does additional damage. I believe 20-25%, but it does that in form of an additional tick of damage. So he's really hitting minions twice, and that does a full proc of Bluestone.
Red buff here falling to Team Pandamonium. Ochida going to be able to pick that one up for himself. So he's going to be still doing a fairly large amount of damage at this stage in the game comparative to Slicey. Slicey does have his red buff online, but doesn't have his boots completed. He's got 1,200 gold in hand, so he can look it back and pick those up, but doesn't want to give up these mid camps. They've given up too many to Team Pandamonium already. And
if they do end up giving up a lot of those mid camps, it means Shred's going to be much further behind. He's still in par on levels with Rogue. If we just take a look at player damage, I want to see, there hasn't been any kills so far, and the only aggression really has been in the solo lane. Everyone else has been just dead passive.
Oh, look at this, Swayer and Tomolomu, 0 player damage apiece.
That is very interesting. They are absolutely not touching anyone, and that's a little bit surprising because they do have cone abilities, the Battle of the Gods and the Sickening Strike. You often do clip people.
Alright, we can see Divine going to take away his own ball there. He's going into a Breastplate of Valor after this Warrior Time. He stuns out again the Bludgeon. So Sporks isn't going to have that available to clear out the wave, but at the moment he's just looking to fight Divine. Does have his ultimate online, but so does Divine. Sporks looking for him here. Bludgeon comes down. Divine forced up into the ult. Sporks unable to pick up the kill here, but
Rose
forcing
here,
out the ultimate from Divine. Rogue can maybe look for Divine here. Can maybe jump out of the tower. Does have Feather Step available for the damage immunity, but not going to pull the trigger just yet.
No, not just yet. It's just too dangerous diving in that far in. Ro is still level 10. That's not when you want to be diving towers.
9 minutes in the game, 0 kills on the board. A lot slower paced games than the previous ones we've seen in this set. 2-1 is the current game score between these teams in favor of Team Pandamonium. So naturally, Tainted Mind's going to be a little bit more cautious in this one. Make sure that they can play safely and not throw away their title.
Well, I find that concerning for Tainted Minds because, like I said before, Pandamonium, they do have a very much more late game oriented team. Not so much in some departments in terms of roles, but still a better late game. And they perform better if they're given the farm. We're nearly 10 minutes in, we haven't seen a single kill.
Slicey here picked up his boots and now is looking towards to go that Divine Ruin. I think that's really smart. He's definitely learnt from last game. Ro jumps into 3 there. There's the Hornbite off, but Ro, Purification's away though. Overhand smash does land on the Ro. Shell is popped. Ro's still alive. Fire shards come out. Ro's still alive. Sporks gets first blood onto Shred. Tomolomu in a dangerous situation here. Weakening because Sporks body blocks him beautifully. Tomolomu, can he stay alive? No, Subfloor picks up the kill. And Divine forced to run away, but he's running away towards the Pandemonium Tower. In and around the Gold Fury now. Sporks looking to find his solo lane opponent. Divine just hanging around here, taking a lot of damage here, and he falls down. Sporks has got himself 2 kills.
And that's what happens if you give Pandemonium enough room to breathe early on. They come around the 10-minute mark, they come in swinging, taking up 3 kills for only losing 1, only losing Ro, but he did a lot of damage and also got aggressed on very early on. They dumped a lot of abilities on him at the very beginning.
So Swaya did actually get a really nice Fear No Evil there to stop the aggression from Ro, but using it only on one person allows the rest of Team Pandemonium to just come in and wreak havoc.
Yeah, that's... Like I said earlier before, you know, if you pick the Thor, you got the Amazon, okay, you go for the one person. If you get to Beauty, but if you, with the Humbats and the Fear No Evil, you're really looking to try and get as many people as possible.
Subfloor throws out the stop time there, but doesn't manage to catch anyone inside of Tainted Minds. Tainted Minds just warding up the Gold Fury, making sure that Team Pandemonium don't sneak that away from them.
Even more passive play coming out as well. We can see that both of the solo lanes have both picked up Meditation. I mean, that just says to me, hey, we want to try and sustain as much as possible. We want to try and endure as long as possible. Just means less kills.
The Divine Ruin competed from Slicey here. We thought that one could have possibly looked for a Polynomicon, but I really prefer the Divine Ruin.
Oh, I prefer Divine Ruin in this situation 100% over Polynomicon. Especially early on, Polynomicon, it scales with how much magical power you have. You get a first or second item, it does nothing for you.
Taking a look at our ADCs here, we can see Gruff completed the Transcendence, fully stacked now, finishes up Boots, and goes into the Short Blade.
No, that's a Light
Oh, Light Blade, sorry. Light Blade, looking to go towards the RC here for some lifesteal. Maybe even just go straight for a Chin Sizer Executioner, depending on the situation, since Karin has some natural sustain. On the side of Subfloor, obviously being a Chrono's gone a magical route, Do More, Pen Boots, and it looks like an Adventurer's Blade.
The Adventurer's Blade going into the Wind Blade, it's the only way you can go. It's very valuable because Tomolomu does have that slow with the orders. Fear No Evil onto Subfloor, not going to be able to find enough damage, taken down to about half health.
He does burn the Purification on Subfloor, but and Shred didn't use his own one either, so he's going to count that as a win.
Yeah, but it's still a Chronos. You try and get him enough. You really have to chain crowd control him so much to the point where you just cannot use Rewind.
Divine behind Sporksy in terms of farm and experience and health as well, as Sporks manages to box him down fairly low. Team Pandemonium looking for the Gold Fury fight here. Not going to find anything. As we said before, Tainted Minds playing a lot more passively in this game than in their previous ones.
I think they kind of learned, hey, if we try and get baited in, if we play into Tainted Minds' hands, we do end up losing those fights, and in turn we end up losing a lot of advantages. Farm. They can just farm until the cows come home, and then they will win.
Tomolomu stunned out there by Swaya. Not going to worry too much about that one. And Swaya and Tomolomu both have the Hide of the Urchin online, so they're going to be looking to stack that up fairly quickly, get some assists, and get very, very tanky very, very quickly.
Yeah, both supports getting that online. Although the problem is, like we've seen, we're nearly 15 minutes in, only 4 kills, and that was in a single team fight. It's going to take a while to try and get that stacked up.
Sway here has gone the Pen Boots as well, so that's telling me he's looking to do more damage early. Previously, we've seen him go the Traveler Shoes to just get ahead in terms of gold, but with the early success that Pandemonium has found, he doesn't really need to worry about that.
You need some sort... Well, okay, we've seen Pandemonium be very passive, as we keep ranting on about, but you do need a fail-safe. So getting the Penetration Boots on Abakus, it works very well with him as a character, but if something does happen, he can come in, Intoxicate can do a lot of damage, it can force a stop, a cease and desist away from Tainted Minds, or even look for a kill. Shred game subfloor.
Yeah, so subfloor didn't have the beads available, tried to rewind. Still has it up, actually, so that tells me he didn't manage to get into that form. So Shred making the rotation back and picks up the kill. That's going to be good for Tainted Minds. And we don't actually see too many of those individual picks from Tainted Minds. Typically, when they get kills, it's in a big team fight.
Yeah, normally. And they tend to hang around just a little bit too long during those team fights. Can we just take a look at the graphs at the moment, just see where these two teams are going? It is still going in favor of Pandamonium, 3,000 XP and 2,000 gold.
Sporks doesn't get plucked there by Tainted. Heal out from Achita. Eagles rally onto Gruff, who uses his purification and dashes away now. Sporks just above 50% HP, but very low mana. Ochita with a snipe there. Not sure what he was looking for. Was he looking for Shred? Shred falls down to Rowe underneath the tier 2 tower, but Rowe falls to the masterful shot of Gruff. And now Tainted Minds looking for a fight here, perhaps. Divine's rotated in, bashing down the cudgel onto Achita. Stuns out Sporks here. There's the training exercise. Sporks taken very low, rooted out by Slicey. Slicey picks it up with an in-hand. There's a curse down on the Swayer. Swayer burping here, looking to stun out Tainted Minds, but they spread out beautifully. The Time Rift lands onto Gruff. Swayer here very low, doesn't have an escape, flung back by Tomolomu. Can Tainted Minds pick up the kill? He jumps over the top. Divine with the cudgel. Tainted Minds now take the kill lead.
I like what they did. Okay, we traded both our junglers. Shred's already used his ultimate, or rather he didn't have his ultimate, so he's done all that he's could. Now that both the junglers are away, Rowe's not there, we're going to press on further.
All right, Gold Fury started up here by Tainted Minds. Training exercise has landed. Divine just zoning out subfloor and Achita beautifully. Tainted Minds take the first Gold Fury of the game.
That's going to be important for them to try and get a little bit more traction, evening up the gold as well as the XP from that previous fight. Divine getting chased down by Rowe. Blink, but the Moonlight Charge is not going to connect.
That was very lucky for Divine there. He didn't have anything left to escape. Golden XP, we could see, has leveled and even swinging in favor of Tainted Minds after that last fight.
Ever so slightly, just a minion wave, really, or two, can just put that back in either team's favor. We see, just stock standard again, once again. Just go back to the farm, go back to the jungle, prepare for the next fight. We are seeing a lot more commotion, a lot more action now that these teams are both comfortable with where they are. Because normally, like when in the first game, we saw Pandamonium just completely dominate Tainted Minds. They just took so much farm, but they did so much aggression.
I like what Divine's done here. He's picked himself up a Pestilence. Previous games with the Vamana, he's gone the Frostbound Hammer. With not playing Vamana, he doesn't need to get that Frostbound Hammer because he's got a lot of mobility with the Summoning Kong. So it means that Ochita and Subfloor aren't going to be swinging as hard this early in the game.
I'm wondering if Shred will end up getting a Brawl Speed Stick, because then they would have, I believe they would have every anti-healing item available to them.
Mid lane, Swayer plucked back here. Slicey hits him with a couple of in-hands, but Swayer manages to bounce away here. Heal down from Ochita, so Swayer's going to be healing up there pretty decently. Four-man grouping from Tainted Minds in the mid lane. We can see that it looks like Pandamonium trying to flank around here. Swayer going in aggressive here. No, not really. Not jumping in, just walking towards him. Takes a little bit of poke, but not going to worry too much about this. Tomolomu going to back here. He's got some gold in hand. He's going to be looking to finish off probably a Sovereignty here and get a second relic. Let's see what he picks up.
Let's see what he does indeed pick
Gets
up.
A sprint.
He does get the sprint. That's going to allow the rest of his team to try and walk away a bit faster. He doesn't actually finish off the steel nail.
So he's gonna. He didn't have enough gold in hand. He chose instead to get wards. I think that's a decent decision at this point. You can go either way on that one, but picking up the wards allows him to put down more vision for his team, whereas the Sovereignty gives him a little bit more defense, yeah, but they're not suffering too much in that department at this point. There's not too much physical damage threats on the side of Team Pandamonium. Rowe, yes, he's done some damage this one, but really the threats have been Subfloor and Achita.
Yeah, Rowe's more of the setup and initiation with that knock-up and gravity surge. It does do a lot of damage, but it's, you take it once, it only hits one person, you cop it on the chin, and you move on. Like you said, Ochita and Subfloor doing a lot of damage. Can we actually take a look at our player damage and see just where they're trailing? They're not actually very sure.
Currently even between these two teams. Sway is here, holding the mid lane down for his mid Ochita. Ochita just taking a look at those left-hand side mid camps, seeing when they were spawning. Clears the wave, again in pretty much one shot. Rowe hovering around the Gold Fury. Sway not too...
They were the only lane that was really fighting each other from the word go. And they will continue to do on so until the Chaos come home.
Alright, Slicey here throws out the clay minions, does a little bit of damage to Swayer and the minions here. Just looking to keep some distance between himself and that Barkus.
Yeah, as both teams just kind of moving along their own sort of sides. Gold Fury gonna be respawning in just over a minute and a half, so we can expect to see the next big team fight to be happening around there.
Mid lane pressure currently even between these two teams. Sway is here holding the mid lane down for his mid Cheetah. Cheetah just taking a look at those left-hand side mid-camp, seeing when they were spawning. Clears the wave, again, in pretty much one shot. Rowe hovering around the Gold Fury. Sway not too far behind this time, a very positive sign for Tainted Minds.
Hello, this is a little bit of an interesting item. We can see I believe that's a warded shield on iDivine.
I love that.
I love these shielded items. I believe they're so good in what they give. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to go for a...
I thought Shred might have blinked in there. With that shield, he's going to be going towards Runic Shield, no question.
Definitely.
You know, debuffs attack speed, gives him magical protection, gives him physical damage as well.
And it reduces everyone's magical power on the enemy team by 50.
And that's so good against a Kronos and a Ra.
Exactly.
And a Barkus as well.
And like that's the main form of damage after Rowe gets his stuff in the, at the very start of the fight. He is still building, very much, assassin, sort of like a lot of penetration, does have that wind blade, but he doesn't have any defense whatsoever, so he can be very sneaky if he does get caught out. Shred, on the other hand, full cooldown with Field's Wrath and the Breastplate of Valor.
Alrighty. Quieting down here, we're hitting towards the 21-minute mark. As you said before, though, Timmy, the later this one goes, the more positive it goes for Team Pandemonium. Chin size finished here for Gruff.
That's going to allow him to do a lot of damage just out of nowhere. And Swayer didn't build into that Spirit Rope, which means that it is going to be doing a lot more damage, not getting a lot of damage mitigation, reducing it. But, he's got the Height of the Urchin. No real stacks on it at the moment, at least none that I can see. Maybe looking into a Bulwark of Hope.
But the chin size as well on Gruff. Take a look at Swayer's build. Both of his defensive items have got a lot of health, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage because chin size do 4% of your maximum health damage in terms of physical damage, and that can go Bulwark of Hope or it could go Heartwood.
I believe I did the maths in a previous game. If you have about 1,500 health, which is not hard to achieve, even if you don't build any health items, just simply by leveling, chin size does an additional 60 damage, which makes it a value of about 100 physical power. But if you have 2,000 health, it does 80 bonus damage.
We could see, look, on your screen, Shred already at 1,500 health. So
exactly. Thanks to Slicey on the Nuwa, just forces them off.
iDivine split pushing on the right-hand side. Tier 1 tower forward there. That's the first tower of the game. A good win there for Tainted Mind. Team fight here now around the Gold Fury. There's the Fear No Evil. Tomolomu lurking in the waters, taking some damage. Swayer taking no damage there. 5-man grouping for Pandemonium. Swayer stunned out. There's the Magic Cudgel from iDivine. Stuns out Swayer as well. Clay minions are there. Swayer taking a lot of damage here. Forced to pop the shell and jumping away. Heal there from Ochita. Pandemonium looking to engage here. iDivine takes a lot of damage up in the air. Tomolomu flings back subfloor. Snipe comes out from Ochita. Shred blinks in. Pops the curse. Rowe picks up Tomolomu. Shred pulled in but not damaged. Swayer taking no damage there. 5-man grouping for Pandemonium. Swayer stunned out. There's the Magic Cudgel from iDivine. Stuns out Swayer as well. Clay minions are there. Swayer taking a lot of damage here. Forced to pop the shell and jumping away. Heal there from Ochita. Pandemonium looking to engage here. iDivine takes a lot of damage up in the air. Tomolomu flings back subfloor. Snipe comes out from Ochita. Shred blinks in. Pops the curse. Rowe picks up Tomolomu. Shred pulled in but not before he can purification away. Rowe forced to jump away as well. Tainted Minds can take a fight here. Heal coming out from Ochita. Rowe blinked in on by Shred. Shred looking for the kill, but Swayer picks up Shred instead. Rowe barely alive here. iDivine looking to pick him up with a Magic Cudgel. Gruff, though, gets the kill instead. iDivine, very low. Ochita picks him up with a Celestial Beam. A 1-for-3 trade here for Team Pandemonium.
That was a little bit unfortunate for Tainted Minds. They could have gone a lot harder right there. As soon as they see Rowe go out, that's their ticket in. He is a lot of damage. I didn't expect him to survive for that long and still get away when he got blinked on by Shred.
Looks like Ochita and crew have started up the Gold Fury here. Heal's going to be sustaining them. They're not doing a whole lot of damage here. Slicey stunned out. Gruff is there to support him as subfloor looking to take him down. Clay minions come out. Gruff forced to dash away. Good stun there by Slicey onto two members of Team Pandemonium. Heal comes out again. Gold Fury still being started here. Gruff looking perhaps to steal this one away. Doesn't have his ultimate available for a snipe situation. Tomolomu here as well. Doesn't have Lurking the Waters up yet. Fire Shards comes out. Gold Fury being bursted down. Pandemonium secures it. Snipe comes out from Ochita to deal some damage, but Pandemonium going to walk away with a victory there.
Pandamonium are going to be ahead on the grass. You can see 2,500 XP as well as nearly 2,000 gold. Not quite as much as we've seen previously in this game, but at this moment, any lead is valuable just because of how slow this game's been going.
Top player damage going to iDivine, closely followed by Slicey and Sporks here. So iDivine definitely been a lot more effective in this game than he was in the last.
I'm looking at Cheetah. He's building the what looks like to be a Soul Reaver. It could be a Book of Thoth at the moment. Book of Thoth you can get later on in the game, just simply because you just need base mana in order for it to be effective. The stacks just help.
I like the option of Soul Reaver here though, because Runic Shield, yes, it does decrease magical power, but the Soul Reaver does just 15% flat of your maximum HP as damage.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you know, it does that pretty much as true damage as well, so Runic Shield is not going to be able to affect that. Runic Shield was picked up by iDivine, now looking into getting a mace. Then we can see possibly a Genji's Guard coming out from Tomolomu, an item that recently got changed.
Yeah, so it's definitely an option for him. Taking a look now at Slicey. Slicey 1-0-4, Divine Ruin online, Cronus Pendant, and Obsidian Shard. So we're doing a decent amount of damage. 324 magical power online with a red buff is not bad for a Noir at this stage in the game.
I would like to see him just go for a Rod of Tahuti, just straight up. Just give him that big oomph, a lot of power.
Divine here, knocks up Spork and Ro. Now it seems Tomolomu is going to collapse along with Slicey and Shred. Spork taking a lot of damage. Eagles rally onto iDivine. There's the Pheno Evil. Spork forced to the wall, but he's being healed up by Ochita. Shell pop now by Swaya, who's here, causing havoc. iDivine taken very low. Tomolomu lurking in the waters, does get some damage onto Swaya. Snipe comes out from Ochita, does hit Shred there, so this could force the reset from Tainted Minds, but Tomolomu still wants more hits. Gruff is full health.
And we can see that Subfloor is pushing the left-hand side, forces iDivine to teleport in just to stop him. That means that Tainted Minds has even less people on the right-hand side, forcing the disengage.
Yeah, reset here, forced by Team Pandamonium. Good disengage there. Sporks could have gone down there, but a really nice jump in there from Swaya along with a shell saved the life of his solo laner.
Just see more people just running around. Tainted Minds in a bit of an aggressive spot, just around the Go Fury. Not really much to really gain other than the mid camps that is going to fall down to Gruff and Tomolomu and Slicey. But look at Tainted Minds. They're gripping up around here. They're trying to look for a little bit of revenge.
Shred has gone a very penetration-heavy build here. Jotun's Wrath, Brawler's Beatstick, as you mentioned you should get before, going to be effective at fighting a Cheetah and Sporks and Subfloor. Essentially all have healing in their kit. I like it as well, and I think after this we might see him go one more defense item, maybe a Bulwark of Hope, and then go into some crit.
Well, I put Humbats in the same category as I put in Thor and Fenrir. You build penetration, that's your only real offense sort of item. And then you just build defense. But look at Ro. He's tired of just sitting around, not getting much. He's picked up the Crusher.
So he's going to be doing a whole lot of tower damage as well. You can actually combo that. Oh, Tomolomu pulled in there and just bursted down. Nowhere to run there. Subfloor picks up the kill. The Crush actually synergizes very well with the Wheel Assault, where you get extra physical power and attack speed. So look for him to just pop that out of nowhere and attack a tower. He did just use it there on Tomolomu, so not available as of yet. Tainted Minds looking to defend this tier 2 tower. Divine there with the Magic Cudgel. Sorry, no, not with the Magic Cudgel, with the Master's Will. Swaya jumps in and picks up 3. Snipe there takes out the minion wave. iDivine sitting at about 50% HP, and now Pandamonium looking to take this tier 2 tower from the right-hand side. Ro blinks in, looking for some damage here. They're looking for Gruff, but Gruff just turning his tail and running. Shred jumping away from the team on the backside there. Ro picked up there by Gruff with the snipes. Sporks jumping in with the Eagles Rally. Shred taken very low, and Subfloor picks up the kill after Swaya intoxicates him in the backside. Slicey chasing down Sporks here. Can he find him? Gruff has got the mark on him. Can he get the masterful shot? He cannot, but he's looking to jump after him as well. Slicey picks up the kill.
I think this is the best situation that Tainted Minds could have gone out of that. I didn't see them defending that tower, but Shred just kind of jumped in there against Ochita and Subfloor, kind of, waving his monkey hands around saying, hey, look at me. Don't look at the team fight. Focus just on me. Keeping them out, just saving a lot of collateral damage.
Still very even in the kills, only 8-9 in favor of Team Pandamonium. Golden XP still in favor of the Pandas. 4,200 XP, 3,300 gold still, but not a world-ending lead.
No, Go Fury also respawning just now. A lot of Pandemonium are still in the area. Some of Tainted Minds is back, as you can see iDivine there. So Neither team are going to be looking to try and rush down the Go Fury. It's just simply going to go back to your lanes, try and push up, especially that right-hand side. Tainted Minds need to try and secure that.
Gold Fury start up by Subfloor here, just looking to perhaps bait out an overcommitment from Tomolomo, who's just going to hang around in the area. Rowe is there as well. They could look for Gruff here on the left-hand side. He does have his tier 2 tower available to run under, but it's at 50% HP and could be bursted down by the Pandamonium crew. Spork's going to disarm Gruff here, and now Pandamonium, as I said, looking to push down the left-hand side.
There's a lot of people from Tainted Minds on the right-hand side. Both Slicey and iDivine just back, so they're not able to help out Gruff on this left-hand side. Teleport is up from iDivine, so he can come in fairly quickly. Tomolomu joined the fray as well, but it's going to be to no avail.
Yeah, so Tainted Minds just give up the tier 2 tower. They didn't want to take a 5-on-3 fight. Shred here, split pushing on the right-hand side. He doesn't have a teleport available. In Blink's Row, looking for Gruff. Gruff going to be bursted down very quickly, but able to get away. Eagles rally just a little bit too early there from Sporks, but was looking to catch Gruff. Snipe there, lands onto Tomolomu. Gruff himself, with his Centaurus ult, hits the masterful shot afterwards as well, so a good bit of poke down onto Pandamonium, but Panda's there, because Tomolomu's so close to death.
And they're going to be looking for Go Fury as well. Not going to push on towards the Phoenix, just a little bit too risky. Shred trying to get this right-hand side tower. He may be able to get it fairly quickly. He's got the penetration.
He's got the penetration online to be able to take this one down, and that's going to essentially make up the money from the Gold Fury, or I should say, it would make up the money from losing their own tier 2. The Gold Fury, though, goes the way of Team Pandemonium, so that'll still give them a great boost in gold.
Is Shred going for the Phoenix? I think he's just going to continue on to the Phoenix, but he's got 4 members of Pandemonium coming right for him.
He does have his Purification available. He's got his jump as well.
It just
jumps away straight away. Fear No Evil as well, used to zone him out there. So a good move there. That goes either one of two ways. They go away from him or they use the Purification. Swayer, though, coming in around the back. Oh, good teleport there from Shred. Sorry, good blink there from Shred. Swayer didn't manage to land the ticks with that belch, so Shred able to blink away.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Fire Giant watered up here by Team Pandemonium pretty efficiently. Able to get a lot of vision down onto that objective. Pandemonium take that one away. I expect to see all of the towers disappear from the side of Tainted Minds.
Yeah, it only has the 2 towers in the left on the mid lane. In the mid lane, they're already trying to look for this tier 1 tower. I'll find a little bit of resistance from Tainted Minds, so they can't just go charging in free wheelie style. They will end up just kind of losing a lot.
So it looks like Tomolomu has picked up the Genji's guard here, Timmy. Can we hover over that Genji's guard quickly?
On,
just mouse over it on Tomolomu.
Tomolomu, the little green chest plate there. It does give him magical power. Not magical power, magical defense, but also a 10% crowd cooldown.
So that's a good item against such a magic heavy team. Tomolomu being bursted down here though, dashes away under tower, just able to live. Gruff in the Centaurus ult, looking to deal some damage. Shell was popped from Team Pandemonium, though not available anymore. Rowe takes a lot of damage. Spork's Eagles rally on the Spork, catches 2 there, but Divine not going to worry about that one. Up into the ultimate form, looking for Swayer and Rowe at the back here. Fire Shards are out. Swayer takes a lot of damage. Divine picks up the kill. Rowe very low here as well. Can Divine find it? Tomolomu finds a cheater. Divine finds Rowe in a double kill. Spork's looking for Divine here. Spork's going to go down himself. Slicey on a killing spree. It's only Subfloor left up for Pandemonium. What a turnaround here for Tainted Minds.
And Shred's going to keep him out as well. They're going to take away the mid lane tower. The tier 2 tower, they're going to focus down on towards the Phoenix, try and crack the shell of Pandemonium. Remember, Pandemonium only needs to win
look at their cooldowns.
Game.
Look at their cooldowns. Tainted Minds, they could go for this. Tainted Minds, they're looking for this one. Stun net is Tomolomu. Titan here, taking some damage here. Subfloor rewinds, looking to just get behind them. Fear No Evil from Shred. They can look for Subfloor here. He doesn't have his ultimate available. He's bursted down. Tainted Minds, they're looking for the Titan here. Subfloor does pick up iDivine. Titan, 50% HP, looking to get even lower. There's nothing that Pandemonium could do. We're going to go to game 5, Timmy.
This is game 5, is best of 5 series. Chaos Sign does pick up Tomolomu, picks up Shred as well, but there is game to Tainted Minds.
Oh my goodness, we are going to game 5. We haven't seen this in Oceanic Smite history. PAX Regionals, Diables couldn't even pick up a game against Pandemonium, then known as Avant-Garde, but my goodness, what play from the side of Tainted Minds.
This really speaks volumes for the skill and discipline that these
happened
players
so
have.
fast.
It did. It just came out of nowhere. Pandemonium, they just stuck around for a little bit too long. They're all very low in health, and Tainted Minds just went bang straight in, secured the game.
We're going to take another break, folks, and then we're going to be back with game number 5 between Tainted Minds and Team Pandemonium.